You know, I've been thinking about this for a while. When exactly did Sarada stop being just a side character? Today I want to dig into where that idea actually leads. Specifically, I want to talk about the second ability of her Mangekyo that we haven't seen yet, and her Susanoo. Let's start with what we know for sure. Sarada awakened the Mangekyo Sharingan, and that alone breaks the mold. She awakened her eye through the desire to protect, through refusing to accept a lie as the norm. And here's what matters. Kishimoto has been telling us about the nature of a technique through eye design for a long time. This isn't fan theory territory, it's a hint baked directly into the system. Sarada's pattern is the sun, and her main technique is called Ohirume, the name of a Shinto goddess of the sun, and an aspect of Amaterasu in Japanese mythology. She is literally named after a goddess. We've seen the first ability, 4 black spheres, gravitational pull, objects collapsing toward the center. According to official data, the range is anywhere from 5 centimeters to 2.5 meters in diameter, with selective targeting at full power and instant destruction on contact. In Chapter 32, she tries to use Ohirume at full power, and her Sharingan starts to give out. Now think about Obito and Kakashi. One pair of eyes, split between 2 people. Each half covers a different situation. Long-range Kamui for Kakashi, close range for Obito, in the form of body intangibility. 1 technique, 2 modes, 2 applications. Sarada carries both eyes with 1 technique, Ohirume. That means the second eye doesn't give her a different power, it gives her a different side of the same power. My take is that the first eye is attraction, and the second is destruction through compression. But then what's the opposite of attraction? This is where the mythology starts speaking more specifically. Ohirume is the goddess of the sun, and the sun doesn't just attract, it illuminates, it makes visible what was once hidden. So if the first ability is darkness and absorption, then by this logic, the second one is light and revelation. I think that's her genjutsu, but not a typical one, not an illusion, not mind control. I think it'll be closer to the opposite of Shisui's Kotowa Matsukami. Shisui could plant a desire or belief inside someone so deeply that the person thought it was their own. Sarada's version might do the exact opposite. She disperses external suggestions and gives someone back their own true perception. She doesn't break another person's will. She restores it and amplifies it. Picture this. She looks Hidari in the eyes, and he suddenly remembers who he was before they created him. This isn't just a cool idea. It's a narratively necessary idea in this story. In a world where mind control and identity rewriting have become actual weapons, the only way to fight back isn't to win in combat, it's to reclaim your own truth. Her entire story is built around one theme, seeing what others can't see. And if that ability one day literally lives inside her eyes, that's going to be one of the best examples of narrative consistency in all of Blue Vortex. Sarada awakened the Mangekyo in both eyes. By the rules of the Naruto universe, that automatically means Susanoo, and every Susanoo in the series is a self-portrait of its user. Itachi's is sacrifice for protection, an unbreakable shield, and an absolute sword at the same time. Sasuke's is aggressive force that pushes forward no matter what. So what will Sarada's Susanoo tell us about her? My theory is that her Susanoo will be the first one in the series where the defensive function outweighs the offensive one. Not because she's weaker, because she's different. I see it as golden or crimson with golden accents, a combination of the red Sharingan and the solar motif of Ohirume, not the silhouette of a samurai, but a form that feels closer to a goddess. The first female Susanoo in canon, and that would be a powerful visual statement that the Uchiha aren't just men carrying the curse of hatred. The black spheres would be integrated directly into the architecture of the Susanoo, not as a random add-on, but as an organic part of the design, the same way Kakashi wove Kamui into his. And there's one more thing that almost nobody talks about. Sarada is the heir to Sakura's jutsu and strength. She's not just a fighter, she's a future medical ninja on Tsunade's level. So what if her Susanoo is the only one in the series that can not just destroy, but heal right there? But before we even get to Susanoo, there's one really uncomfortable question Dot 3 uses of Ohirume, and she's already losing her vision at a frightening rate. She doesn't have eternal Mangekyo, and I think the answer here is the hardest and most honest one. Itachi, in his final battle against Sasuke, could barely see, and that was exactly when he was most fully himself. No compromises, all the way to the end. If Sarada unlocks Susanoo in a moment when her eyes are almost completely gone, the physical limitation becomes the breakthrough point. The weakness becomes the door, and maybe after that, Hidari gives her his Rinnegan, and she reaches a whole new level of power. When you put it all together, the picture becomes really truly cohesive. First ability, gravitational collapse, black holes, already shown. Second ability, a dispersal genjutsu, the opposite of Kotoa Matsukami, built on the logic of paired eyes and the mythology of a sun goddess. And then there's the Susanoo, golden or crimson, a feminine silhouette, integrated spheres, a unique ability to heal allies in the middle of battle. Above all of it is the story of someone who refused to accept someone else's version of reality, someone who held onto the truth when holding on was the hardest thing to do, and someone who ultimately became the one who gives that truth back to others. This isn't just a strong character, this is one of the most thoughtfully crafted narrative journeys in all of Boruto Blue Vortex. Let me know what you think in the comments, and don't forget to like the video.